uncover your true self. So, the shadow. I know I have another video talking about this, but I want to talk more about like what actually is a shadow, like where does it come from and how do we understand it, how do we acknowledge, how do we bring it to light, and how do we work on it. It's a term that I'm still trying to learn about it, and it's a hard process because you really have to come like face to face with the things you don't want to, everything you don't want to come to light. Like you have to do the work to understand it. Everything you've repressed, every desire, everything someone else mirrors that you don't like about them, all of that build up your shadow and it's traits that are out of your control. So Sigmund Freud covered the unconscious side in our brain. The memories, everything we have stored in there that we're not fully aware of. And then Carl Jung later on named that unconscious side as our shadow self. So our unconscious side is the side in our brain that holds and stores all the memories, the events that happen to us, everything we're ashamed of, every desire we have, sexual desire, everything we've repressed. The frontal lobe is our conscious side, which has our ego. So it's our mind, what we're consciously aware of. And that builds up how we manage our thoughts. So what we're consciously aware of, that's how we construct what we're going to show to the world, and that's our ego. Think about this like your brain. This is your conscious side, and that's your unconscious. Whatever it's dark, you cannot see. If you cannot see that, I cannot enjoy that space of my studio. Now I'm like here, this is my persona, this is what I want to show to people. Why? Because it's organized, it's the living space. My bedroom is more private, it might be messy, it might be a lot of things I have to organize. So that's your shadow self. So then we open it, we go in, we put light on it, we become self-aware of our shadow, and now we can enjoy both spaces, and we can blend them together. And now I could be more comfortable because I'm being authentic with my bedroom. I'm being my authentic self. So go there and open that little door inside your brain. Uncover your true self. So, who are you when you're by yourself? What are the things you say to yourself? Like when you are about to go to sleep, like you're going to sleep and you're like, oh, I hate this person, or this really annoyed me today, or it could even be like something that you've been holding on, all of that repressed feelings and that repressed events. All of that build up a certain characteristic that you have that you've somehow repressed. And that's why it's so important to bring that to light, to understand it and blend it in with your personality. It's really important to acknowledge that side of yourself and incorporate it. But first we have to understand like where does it stem from? I feel like we think about the shadow and we automatically think, oh no, I don't have a shadow, because we think a shadow as something very, very like scary, but essentially everyone has a shadow and it can come out in different traits. That's why it's super important to do this process by yourself. For instance, like if you have commitment issues and you don't really understand why, like you can kind of hint why, but you don't really understand it, then it might be an event that you stored in the shadow, or it might be various events that cause for you to have commitment issues right now. Like maybe when you were little, you saw that your parents got divorced, so you never want to be tied down because you saw how bad that ended. And now you never really thought about it like that, and you didn't really name it like that, so that built your shadow. Doing shadow work is basically understanding the power of being self-aware and the power of understanding your emotions and being emotionally intelligent when you're having these emotions, and being able to pinpoint why you're having that rage towards that person and whatever triggers you in someone else. That might be a repressed side of you that you never got able to express. So now there's something tingling, there's something that's triggering that. It could be for good or for bad. Again, our persona, our ego, our conscious side. And then our unconscious side, it's everything we repressed, everything we don't really bring to light. Blending these two together, being more self-aware of our unconscious side, can give us more control when we're having these irrational acts. there's a lot of power within that, because that's how you evolve, and that's how you blend whatever you repressed to your ego. The wounded becomes the healer, and you can heal people like that. Whatever you repress, when you work on it, when you bring it to light, you blend it with your ego, and it can become a part of your personality. It can become more you. Once you take the time, think about these things, and understand them, then you become so powerful, because now it's like you have this great tool of not only being self-aware of yourself, but of other people. And now you're self-aware of what you can bring out. Who are you truly? I already am working through my shadow, as you can guys see. And yeah, who are you truly? Get yourself a shadow journal if you have to, or just journal. But start doing the work and start acknowledging it. So now you can just start by being aware of your thinking patterns and everything that annoys you of someone else. Every irrational act you have, try to pinpoint where does it come from, and try to take the time to think. Journal about it. Write it down. Talk it out with someone. But acknowledge it. Bring it to the light little by little. If we don't acknowledge our shadow, it can really hold us back in our talents, in our gifts, in everything we have that we don't acknowledge. You understand yourself. You go back. You take the time. You do the work. You face your shadow, and you blend it in with your personality. And now you're two. You're united, and you can work together. Hug your shadow. It just wants to be seen. It just wants to come out to light. So the more you bring it with you, the more you can work on it. And you can understand, okay, what talents was I ashamed of showing that I put there? Okay, what emotions did I put there? What repressed desires did I put there? It goes very deep. So you really have to dig deep and understand your shadow. So go hug your shadow. I'm definitely going to be talking more about it, because it's just crazy. I'm still studying about it a lot. And yeah, guys, go hug your shadow. Love you.